Welcome back to Outer Worlds 2, and the world's most high-maintenance companion, Aza. We met her on Dorado, took her to Praetor, then to Cloister, and now we're eyeing another trip to Praetor. And it's all urgent, because one of our key Cloister quests depends on helping Aza find answers about the Glorious Dawn. Or just sending her back to the ship, which is what Marisol seems to prefer. But before we leave, Editor Guy noticed that we'd promised to explore an elevator that our narrator somehow forgot about. I think it was this direction.
You don't always have to go right for dismemberment, Aza. Consider a more subtle approach. You know, death by 1,000 cuts.
Only 1,000 cuts? I once cut down a skeptic with 1,100 cuts. At least that's when I stopped counting.
The fact that you counted does not make the story less unsettling.
We seem to still have some bombs on this road, but apparently if we move fast enough, it just doesn't matter. Well, he seems harmless enough, whatever kind of critter he is. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Barbecue. No exposed wiring paths. Oh, and we can lockpick it. No. Well, it's a lot less exciting than I expected. Well, that was about the least exciting use of an elevator I think I've ever seen. I don't even think we picked up one piece of loot for all this. Oh. Oh well. Guess it's back to the ship and hope Marisol doesn't start screaming at us that we haven't done her mission yet. Where did we park? Way over here. No, good grief. But now...
Commander, I have news. I finally heard back from Virgil. His message was suitably vague. I suspect he fears the Consul's eyes scanning his message, but I believe it to refer to the Arbiter training facility located on Paradise Island.
Okay. The chase continues.
Bringing our findings to Virgil will hopefully allow us to deduce something from all that we found. I only hope it dispels some of the muddiness we've encountered so far. Further complications would be most disagreeable.
We had no other reason to go to Paradise Island. Okay, well, haven't traveled with Inez in a while. I'm hoping we can finally get to the bottom of this quest line. So what do we have? So we're looking for stabbing at shadows. Which is where exactly? I guess it's over there. And while we're waiting, it looks like we had a companion. I suppose that's Inez. Yes. So she experimental primer research. Inez crafts a custom primer for you. Equipping it into your inhaler and using it applies a buff for a long duration. While the buff is active, kills caused by the party heal you for a small amount. The primer has a very low toxicity usage. Well, that's nice. Potent biomass. Inez heightens the potency of your party's biomass weaponry. Inez will always deal a small amount of corrosive damage, and your corrosive damage is increased and stacks its side effects faster. Plus 20% corrosion damage, 10% more stacks of vulnerable applied when dealing corrosive damage. We'll go with healing. That's our specialty with her anyway. Well, that's a long walk. Maybe I can finally figure out where in the world they're trying to send us. All right, central control. Probably not a bad idea to heal up. Right, this is where we found the armory. Any new information here? Yes, search messages from Dagmar Sharp. From Dagmar Sharp to Consul Thoreau, Project Aza, current status. Aza still lives despite the kill order. The incompetence of my so-called cultist leaves me once again humiliated and offering my humblest apologies. To rectify this inexcusable state of affairs, I have sent a cadre of sentinels to extinguish her life, using her old friend Acolyte Severin as bait. I must beg one last indulgence, if I may. After Aza is dead, I would like Acolyte Severin delivered to my office for debriefing prior to execution. Wow. She's just not a good kid.
Dagmar didn't betray us to the Sentinels. She is a Sentinel with a fucking office here in Central Control. It's enough to make one take leave of their sanity.
I reckon that ship's already sailed off into another fucking dimension.
I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that. Fortunately, there's an easy solution to Dagmar's betrayal. One which involves removing her head from her body.
No.
Or maybe we should start with the disemboweling? So many choices.
I think disemboweling first makes sense. Murder's always the answer.
I suppose congratulations are in order for having dispatched so many sentinels. Can't rightly say I'm surprised, what with your knack for wanton violence. But still, impressive. And let's not forget that I was the one who gave Azahelia Leitinger a purpose and fulfillment. Look at how how much fun you've had.
We're not here to listen to your pathetic groveling. Asa wants answers.
The commander's right, though I do love hearing you grovel. Almost as much as I'm going to enjoy your screams.
Let's not be hasty. I mean, can it even be a betrayal if it was always lies? But I must say, when I started the Dawn at the Consul's behest, I knew you were the perfect candidate.
What are you talking about? There were cultists before me.
No, there were not. The fiction of a cult was born out of the need to convince the Sovereign to return to the true spirit of the Protectorate. The Consul feared he was too weak.
So you were too cowardly to do any of this yourself.
So what we found in the Rift Lab was true. Everything Dagmar told me was lies. Our cause isn't righteous.
As much as I'd prefer to not anger you, I must say your willful ignorance is still a thing to behold. You were always so willing to accept even the most specious of arguments. I can only hope your luck has run its course and the remaining Sentinels are able to put you down. Your death would put me back in the Consul's good graces. Goodbye, Asa.
No, that's too quick. What about... No, not painful enough. Yes, that's it. I just need to find a piece of heat-conducting metal and something to peel the skin effectively.
Yeah, we'll discuss details later. But yes, she has to die.
I've no idea what you're speaking of. The Glorious Dawn is the future of Arcadia. Dagmar must die violently because she betrayed us.
Okay. This is now your organization because it didn't exist until you. Okay, noted. Let's go. So, body found. Who found a body? Who's here that could have found a body? So does this mean that we can go back to Cloister and take care of that mission now? Or are we headed somewhere else? I was thinking maybe some group of people were going to ambush us here. Interesting that we have a pointer. Okay, so apparently we do have attackers, but they're in an awfully strange place.
Imbeciles! How did you let Asa get this far? Stop her! She means to assassinate me!
Oh, so she's on this planet. Well, that's darn handy. I figured she'd be somewhere far away that we'd have to keep looking for her. This is so convenient.
It's a fight.
Sharp enough. Hostile nearby.
Nice job, Asa. Hey, rockets. We got rockets. That's the first time I've gotten those.
Dagmar would never let herself be cornered. She's sure to have an escape route. We should find it.
Okay. I guess this is her escape route. We tried this before and we couldn't get this open, but now we can.
Ah! You're still alive! Now, let's not be too hasty here. You seem a rational person. There must be something we can do to resolve this peacefully. Please don't let Asa get her hands on me.
Why are you talking to them, Dagmar? I'm the one you must answer to. Well, I'm waiting to hear your ineffectual arguments as to why you should be spared. And then I'll kill you. You can start by telling me why. Why'd you do it, and why me?
Why? I'm a loyal subject to the True Protectorate. What other reason is there? When the Consul tasked me to help save the colony, I did not even think to ask why. And you were an obvious choice. So lost, so dead inside. But then you went berserk. I never could have imagined how you'd take to the killing and mayhem. You brought me great praise from the Consul. Until you started asking questions and killing the wrong people.
Which wrong people was that?
Which wrong people didn't she kill? We were supposed to work through intimidation and the perceived threat to our system. Sure, maybe kill some subjects, those that could possibly become threats to the Protectorate, but not the dozens she slaughtered. For Matriarch's sake, she was killing vigilance. And then she started asking questions that would have led to her discovering the truth. She had to die before the Consul decided to cut the link between Aza, him, and the Dawn. Me.
The logic of starting a cult to save the colony still escapes me.
The Consul feared that the Sovereign wasn't up to the task he inherited. He actually believed the subjects no longer needed such a firm guiding hand. So the Consul set to creating a challenge for the Sovereign to rise to make manifest the hidden dangers he refused to see. It began with labeling political subversives members of a fictitious cult. When that didn't work, the Consul enlisted me to make the glorious dawn a reality.
So you decided to make Aza the first real cultist.
Enough of this blathering on. It's well past time for Dagmar and her life to part ways. As I told you before, there's only death for those who would betray the cult. She's dead.
I know she betrayed your trust. I'm sorry.
As am I. Our enthusiasm got the better of us. She should have suffered more. It was too quick a death for one who betrayed not only me, but the whole of the Dawn. Now that Dagmar is dead, I'll be leading the Dawn into the glorious future.
You should disband the Dawn. You don't need them, and they could turn into a threat to you.
True. There may be those that do not accept my leadership, but they will die. The Dawn is too important to disband. What little risk any of them may pose doesn't concern me. I can send out a general message from here, informing the cells that the previous exalted leader has betrayed us and has been dealt with, and that I am now in charge. I suspect some will simply jump into the closest rift. And to be perfectly candid, I'm hoping there are more than a few that refuse to acknowledge their new leader. Enough to keep my knife skills up at least.
We can deal with those personally if it comes to that.
It's done. Let's leave this place. It sickens me.
He didn't even have any cool loot. This is ridiculous. Well, does this mean that we can now go and take on the folks on Cloister? Wait a minute, did I just run past the vending machine? Okay, well, I guess I can pick up a couple of lockpicks just because it's what I do. Anything else I need here? What gun is that I was enjoying so much? Not the Oracle. That used to be a favorite. Sniper rifles. Sorting by value. Yeah, I think this would be easier to do. I just looked in my inventory the normal way. Actually, I don't think that I ever favorited that. Little roar? When did I get this? Because that's even more powerful than... Huh. Okay. I do not remember finding that one. Must have been preoccupied. Oh, this is it. The burst heavy machine gun. Heavy rounds. Okay. So... heavy rounds. All right. Well, cheap enough. Oh. This is not the exit. There we go. Yes, I know. Back to Cloister. Now I'm hoping she's more enthusiastic about this. I see lots of markers. So what do you say? She doesn't even seem to have anything to say. Kind of surprises me.
You there. You need to leave. This is a holy site, traitor. Those shunned by the Dawn are not welcome.
Son, I'm with the leader of the Dawn.
Did you not hear me? You must leave unless you wish to be ushered into perfection before the rest of this architect-forsaken colony. But please, Give me an excuse to kill the betrayer of our exalted leader.
Betrayer? I am the savior of the glorious dawn. I will speak with your local hierarch at once.
I don't... that is...
Look, we have a device with the power to manipulate rifts. You'd better do what she says.
I can't. Hierarch! Hierarch Wolcott! You're needed over here! So, the power to manipulate rifts. That seems, let me just say I apologize if I've offended you in any way.
Wolcott? Wolcott's your hierarch? Shit.
Well, look here. I never expected to see you again, Azahelia. Here to spread more deceptions like your broadcast.
It seems you two know each other.
Wolcott here blamed his lack of ascension in our ranks on imagined machinations on my part instead of the real cause. His thoroughly sycophantic ineptitude.
Well, this has been delightful as always, Azahelia. What say I have my sycophants kill you now? Unless you have any further inanities to spew as your last words.
Just that I might have regretted killing everyone here if they'd not been following a disgrace such as yourself. But now, I'm going to enjoy it.
Well, who am I to deny a crew member their simple joys? Fighting it is.
Glorious Dawn! Attack the interlopers, now!
Oh, there's a lot of you.
Adversary vulnerable.
Enemy in evaporation range.
Back and scared.
Enemy in vicinity.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Have you guys ever hit a target?
Fix on their weaknesses.
Their weaknesses is they can't hit anything.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Stun weapon ready, Commander. Proceeding.
Scoping out a hostile.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Re-ammoing my weapon.
Replicator is charged. Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Still more, huh?
Hostilities are afoot. Moving in.
What in the fuck is happening to the glorious dawn?
I think you're the master of a group with no members.
It's strange how I ended up here, leading the cult. If I hadn't started traveling with you, I may have spent my days hunting down the members I thought traitors and never realized it was Dagmar until too late. You may not have noticed, but I have a tendency to be a little impulsive, reckless, even.
You really plan to lead the cult? No doubts after what's happened?
The cult needs me. They need my certainty. It was my deep faith that brought me through this trial, and it is my faith that will restore them. And I'm not discounting your part in all this. Like I said, without you, I'd be dead. The cult in ruins.
Yeah, well, I'd prefer not to dwell on that. Well, sounds like somebody else is still alive. More mini rockets. A disassembled auto dock. Well, I don't have any medical skill. So, while that's interesting, it's not going to do us any good. Slab of meat. Okay. Who knows how long that's been there. Just an exit. No, I guess that's...
I found what I was looking for. No need to continue messing with the Dawn's communication devices.
Okay. Thought you might want to send out a message to everybody and say, just me, so if you're still in this group, I'm the one you answer to. Oh, here's an interesting hat. Blood-soaked Gothic helmet. Plus 20% base health. I guess that's the helmet that that other guy was wearing. Well, if there was any doubt that there's a lot of stuff still to do on this planet, all you have to do is look for all the markers. Okay, we explored this place. Oh, there's a vending machine. Well, let's see. Impact converter, frost grenade. Solving the conflict around Chantry seating. It has come to my attention that a certain amount of ruckus has occurred over the seating in the Chantry. While it is true that studies have found those occupying the third pew reliably perform 0.15926% better than others in their cohort, we may not allow our personal desires to succeed to create strife within the whole. Therefore, effective immediately, every seer will maintain a rotational roster of their lecture and laboratory participants, ensuring each person receives a co-equal 3.14 hours in those pews before any individual is allowed to repeat. This rotation shall be continued ad infinitum. This should put an end to the irrational number of conflicts that have been occurring around those issues. Seer Putnam. Well, heavy machine gun is a nice weapon, but we already have one. A very serious case of negativity. This morning I found Proctor Turig cryptically slumped before his desk, an enigmatic look upon his face. Proctor, I said, you appear really negative today. What is the root of this dour expression? It is my book of equations, he replied. It says it is of absolutely no value because it suffers from a plethora of problems, yet has no solutions. Oh, that's easy to solve, I said with a smile. Just remind it that for every 2 negative things it tallies about itself, the rest of us only see a positive equivalent. Math philosophy. Just a heater. Could make some ammo, I suppose. Need more black powder. What on earth? Hoping there might be a passageway through the ceiling, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, one of them fancy boxes. We've already been here. Yep. Makeshift bomb. You see the couplings of what looks to be some kind of makeshift explosive device. On it seems to be a poorly written note conveying that this may be the only way for the Glorious Dawn to get inside one of these sealed doors. Unfortunately, I don't know a thing about explosives, and so I can pat myself on the back for figuring it out, but I can't do a thing about it. Ah, well. Have we been down there? I'm not sure. I don't know if we're equipped to handle rifts of this size. I guess we are. Darn. Go this way. Interesting. I guess the bigger ones are stable for longer. Crate full of mysterious rations. You find a crate full of protectorate rations with dented cans and shoddy labels. A curious odor permeates the air. And I can't do a thing about it. That's a shame. Cart. More of those strange rations. Well, it looks like we've leveled up. Okay. Our target is still 10. And I can level one thing to 11. I guess we'll go with engineering. And perks. Intimidator. Dealing damage to weak humans or creatures frightens them a short duration. Has a cooldown between activation, which shortens with your speech skill. Strong enemies, such as leaders and bosses, cannot be frightened this way until their health has been sufficiently reduced. Charlatan. Many of your lies are more believable. I can bribe people. Space Ranger. Your speech skill also scales damage. Targeting scanner. Weak spot scanner. Looks like I have most of those things with Marisol. Of course, she's not always with us. You can now apply a chilled faster. Negotiator. Your companion abilities charge faster, and you immediately gain positive reputation with all factions. This bonus is given for all factions already met upon selecting this perk and granted immediately when you meet a new one. As long as the faction doesn't already dislike you, you will become exalted with them, gaining max positive bonus. The abrasive trait still prevents your reputation from ever rising above neutral. I don't remember whether I am abrasive or not. Doesn't look like I am. Exalted. Wonderful.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work?
We're up against a lot of Protectorate firepower. You got a plan, or are we just gonna fly by the seat of our pants as per usual?
We really could use allies here.
The Order desperately want to regain control of the archive. We could offer to hand it to them later, after we process the data, in exchange for help now.
Anti or the Order? I suppose it depends which flavor of ally interests you. Bits, math, or both.
Securing allies first seems like the best possible course of action. Let's leave here for now.
All right, it's a plan.
It's a plan. It may not be a terribly good plan. Okay, so we know how to get here, but apparently we're not going to do anything yet.
All we have and defend it.
Okay. So we've purposely chosen to snatch delay from the jaws of victory. And that thing's back. But we now have a fast travel point. That looks fun. But that's a task for another day.